What's up, y'all? It's me again. Hey, 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 hey. How y'all been? How y'all been? I'm back with another little quick video. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel because doing those things help to push my videos through the YouTube algorithm. Now, today I want to switch gears a little bit because my channel, I talk about a variety of topics. A lot of the stuff is geared towards the mommy sector of YouTube. But today I kind of want to go over to Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta Street interviews with Marcus and his new conquest, Solid Sunny. Now, before we get into that, right? Before we get into that, there's a backstory to that, okay? Hold on one second. Now, I don't know if y'all been hearing through the YouTube rumor mill about Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews. I don't know if you're familiar with his channel. Basically, his name is Marcus Ferris, and he goes around and he interviews homeless people on the Atlanta streets, and he gives them like $10 for their interviews. Now, rumor has it, actually, it's really not a rumor anymore, because a few lady has came forward to state that he has been having, proposition them for some, y'all know what I'm talking, okay, now allegedly, they said the first person is the young lady that's on the screen. Her name is Monique. She said that she met Marcus at the 5 Point train station in Atlanta while she was waiting online to get an Obama phone, one of the free phones or whatever. That's when he came up to her and he asked to interview her. So the long story short, he basically asked her, after the interview, mind you, how much would she charge him to have sex? Like, this is what she said. Now, this is allegedly now, right? Being is that she was in a desperate situation. She was homeless. She didn't have a place to stay. She basically took him up on his offer because she didn't have anywhere else to go. So she was skeptical at first because he was only offering her the $10, but then he explained that some of the girls that he interviewed would receive thousands of dollars in donations. So I guess that's how he, how he propositions these girls. He kind of uses his influence as an interviewer or whatever, with the promises of cash apps and, donation from his viewers and different things like that. And they probably fall for whatever, which I think is kind of messed up in my opinion. It's just my opinion that, to use somebody's desperate situation to get in their pants, a man of his stature, I'm sure he makes pretty good money. He's not an ugly man. Not to be saying there's anything wrong with homeless women, but it's like they already going through the struggle, the daily struggle of trying to figure out like where they're going to stay, how they're going to get money to eat, they just in survival mode, and it's like, I feel like in some ways he be taking advantage of the fact that they're taking advantage of their situation for his sexual gain, basically, So the first time that they were intimate, he offered her $100. But they was intimate like more than once. So the second time she was talking to him about needing a place to stay, she said she was willing to have sex with somebody in exchange for a place to stay. So he told her to come stay at his house for a few nights in exchange for some pom-pom. But get this, he said that he wasn't going to pay her again. So I get it's, you see what I'm saying? Man, listen. But she could stay at his house and shower, and he would feed her and different things like that. So they had relations, and basically it was over, she said, in like 2 minutes. So basically Marcus is a minute man. Allegedly, that's according to what Monique is saying. Now, allegedly, she stated that he gave her an edible. I guess he allegedly gave that to her to loosen her up and make her feel more comfortable. She said that it made her sleepy.
I said, can we interview in a spot that's not like right by the train station where all the people at? So he took me to the secluded spot, like 1 block down, where y'all saw me at. Right after the interview, the guy asked me for sex, and he asked me how much would I charge. I will admit, out of desperation, I was willing to, because that was rock bottom. It's
But you see how he plays on their homelessness and praise, and he plays on that. because he knows that they're in a desperate situation where a lot of times they're in survival mode. So at that point, even if you do have morals, a lot of times things that you normally would not do, you're in a desperate situation where you don't know where you're going to sleep that night. Because sometimes some people might not be homeless in the sense of living on the streets homeless, but they might be like living from house to house, like couch surfing with different people. And people act funny. Once they want you to leave, they start acting funny. So you just move from house to house. Or sometimes you might scrape together enough money because some of the people have cars and, they might turn tricks. They might, do Uber or whatever if they have a car, or just to get a hotel room just to put a roof over their head so they can have a bed and a shower or whatever. And a lot of times he to satisfy his own sexual desires, he plays on that desperate emotion that they have, to fulfill his own sexual needs. And I think that that's predatory. Drop down in the comment section and tell me how you feel about that. In my opinion, and I'm going to stand on it, it's predatorial to me. That's just what it is. Some people may say that, well, Miss Panda, you're wrong. They're grown. They know what they're doing. I get that part. But my thing is, he comes across like he's this savior. Like he just has their best interests at heart. He has this good natured act that he puts on, and that he just cares so much about helping the homeless. But what did he really do for Josias? He ran that story into the ground. What did he really, really honestly do for Josias? He didn't really do too much of nothing for him. I'm sure he made a bag off of him, though. But did he help him? No. How many people can you say he really honestly helped? Like really helped? Please. Let's continue.
About to get skin cold. I don't know where I'm gonna go. So, and I should have felt some type of way that, like, damn, this man really just offered me sex after the interview. That mean he really didn't care about what he said to me. Really, the interview was like, it's just something for him to profit off the less fortunate. But I was just so caught up in my situation, I didn't look at it that way. So I said, I want 150 for sex. And he told me, no, he's only going to give me 100. And I said, once, like, just because I feel overpowered. It's just, I feel belittled.
The thing about it that I find so weird, now, this is alleged here. This is alleged that he be having intimate relations with some of these women. And I'm not disrespecting. Understand where I'm coming from. I'm not disrespecting their situation as them being homeless. Because let's face it, some of us are just one paycheck away from having our roof over our head snatched away, because it's hard out here. Life be lifing sometimes. Let's keep it all the way real. If we gonna have a conversation, we gonna keep it honest. But my thing is, he sleeps with these women without even knowing what their health situation is. Some of these women, like I said, are turning tricks, and he doesn't even know what their status is. As far as having, sexually transmitted infections and stuff like that. Even if you use, let's say for an example, you use a condom, there's some diseases out there that sometimes you still can get, while even using a condom. You understand what I'm saying? And it's weird to me. Like, I would be very, very weary of giving a part of my body to this man, because no. No. And this is alleged, but you got to just be careful, because a lot of people be walking around with stuff and they don't even know that they have it. So that's why you got to stay on top of your health. Get your screenings, get your blood work done from your primary care doctors, get your pap smears. You got to stay on top of your pap smears, because a lot of these men, they won't tell you, and they be having stuff. I'm not accusing him of that, but I'm just saying this is alleged.
But I still accepted it. I was like, can I have 120? He said 110. And a 10 from the interview was already there, so I'm just going to give you 100. So he took me to his house, and he initially just tried to play me on, give me 50. And I said, I want my money now, because I've been played all my life. I'm like, what this man got all this money, and he only want to give me $50? Give me my fucking money. So he don't say,
Now you see the okey doke. You see how he negotiated $110, $10 for the interview, and $100 for the sexual act or whatever. And then once he got to the house, how he wanted to switch things around and only tried to reduce it down to $50, like she was some idiot that was going to accept that. You got to stand on your square with Marcus, because one thing I notice about that man is the fact that he will play you if you allow him to. He will play you. That's why I'm glad she didn't accept that. If you gonna get your money, you get what he offered you in the first place, which I negotiated.
I should just take you back where I met you. I don't want to do it. We'll do it. I don't care about none of that. Like they try to, but it's okay. So we had sex, and he didn't even let me chill. Right? I don't want to. Well, I guess I'm do detail. I'm about to just keep it 100, all the way 100. Because he know the truth and God know the truth. So after he had sex, he said, "Oh, so they nut in 2 minutes. It was right. I'm gonna need to get some more. We're gonna have to do another round because I need to prove my point." So he tried to fuck me from the back, and
Prove what point? What, he had to take another blue pill or something? What point was he trying to prove? Marcus, if you don't sit your behind down somewhere.
I felt so like shit. I'm like, I need the money to get a phone. That's the only reason why I did it, because I need this phone so I can get back and try to get my life together. So after the sex, I'm tired because I came off. He picked me up from the streets. He didn't even let me rest after he finished fucking me. I'm like, damn, I'm so used to this, and I'm really mad right now. I just hide the tears. It's like the nigga didn't even let me fucking rest. Right after he put his clothes on, he said I gotta go back to work. He dropped me off at the by a library that's by the Peachtree station, and he said call him if I ever need anything. So something happened. I went through something. Like I was locked out somewhere. Like it was just too much. So I called him to ask did he post the video because I'm still outside, right? That's all I called him for, to ask did he post the video on the YouTube. So maybe he said the universe and the YouTube people is going to support me. He picked me up and said, I'm going to pick you up. No worries. So he picked me up. He was like, I'm going to let you stay. I'm going to give you a 2-day trial. I'm going to give you a 2-day trial. And you can stay here. And he was like, I'm going to keep it real. Unlike other niggas, I want sex from you. I'm not going to pay you. So whenever I want, that's your house guest too. But when I want sex, you're going to have sex. And I said, okay, because I didn't have nowhere to go. So I'm just letting that shit ride. Cool. Sorry, somebody calling. Okay, so once he take me to this house, this is within 24 hours. He asked me for sex right after the interview. That was like about 2 or 3 p.m. that day. But the next day, it was about morning time, 10 or 11. So this was all within 24 hours. So he took me to his house, made me wash all my clothes, and he wanted sex as soon as I got in that bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, here's some more bullshit. Another wolf in sheep clothing. I said that in my head. I'm like, let me see if I can get through this. I don't know what I'd be thinking, but I just don't have a chance. But after I washed my clothes, he was talking to me. I was like kind of still telling my story because I thought he was really just genuine man. After I was telling like my feelings and talking about my problems, he was like, okay, so you ready for sex? I'm like, are you really genuine about your interviews? He was like, he didn't say this exact words, but he said something like, he saved all the emotions for his day job. I said, damn. And then I was like, oh my God, that's crazy how I used to watch you when I was sleeping in my car before it got to this point. He was like, yeah, everything happens for a reason. God aligned me with you and this and that and all this bullshit that God, like, people people use their spiritual gift to manipulate people. He said it was meant. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he uses his position as an interviewer to manipulate people. But there was another girl that he was supposed to have been dating named, I think her name was Jana. Hold on one second. Now, this young lady right here, her name is Jana, and she stated that she had been living with Marcus from Atlanta Street interviews since her interview with him. Now, he allegedly got her pregnant in October of 2023, and he allegedly made her hide in a closet while his daughters were visiting. And when he got her pregnant, I think he forced her to have an abortion. Now, this is alleged or whatever. She emailed the content creator, shout out to Miss Kiki Prime Baby, to discuss her story. Now, allegedly, Marcus saved her from a pimp, and she moved in with him, and they allegedly lived. She allegedly lived with him for about 5 months. They went out on lavish dates, and he cash apped her $1,000, and she became angry with Marcus when he interviewed the amputee. Now, what got me with this particular situation is I'm not hiding in no closet. I am not hiding in no closet. Now, what Miss Panda, would have done is if his daughters was coming over and me and him is not really serious, I could understand him not wanting, because you don't want every old body that you're dating to be around your children. That's understandable. But my thing is, I'm not, like I said, I'm not hiding in nobody's closet. Now, what I personally would have done, I would have had some dignity and I would have left. I would have excused myself, and you can call me or whatever and, let me know when they leave, so I could spin the block and come back. But I'm not sitting in no closet for hours and hours and hours while they visit. That's what I'm not going to do. You're not going to sit there and play with me like that. My thing is, I feel sorry for Jana, but a lot of the things that happened to her, and a lot of people maybe down in the comment section may feel that I'm being very cold about it. And I don't mean to come across as cold, but what you allow will continue. If you allow a man to treat you like crap, then he's going to treat you like crap. She knew that the way he was treating her wasn't right. And she allowed it. I guess she felt she kind of had to because she was in a desperate situation and she needed a place to stay. But I don't care. You got to have some dignity. You don't let people just do things to you and treat you any old type of way. So yeah, she was living with him for like 5 months, and then he just broke up with her. I don't know what happened. Maybe he just got tired of her, or I don't know. Maybe she wanted a commitment and he didn't, but she seemed like a nice young lady. She's very, very, very beautiful to me. And he seemed like he likes them very young. He likes them young, like in their early 20s to like with the chick he's dating now. I'm gonna get to her. This heifer. Oh my gosh, she get on my nerves. I mean, I do like her, and I'm not talking about Jana. I'm talking about his new chick. Her name is Sunny. Let me bring her up. Hold on a second. Now, I want to say about a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, Marcus had dated this young lady that's on the screen here. He had dated her. He didn't date her. What I wanted to say was he interviewed her. Allegedly, I think she might have reached out to him and slid in his DMs or whatever the case is. And somehow he went over to her house and he interviewed her. And from that day, I guess after the interview, he asked us some very, very uncomfortable, again, being creepy, being Marcus, being predatorial, weird questions. Of course, every question. That's the thing that I don't understand about him. My thing is, if you're going to interview homeless people, there's so many different aspects that you can ask, questions about their day-to-day life. Like, like how do they survive? Like, how do you shower? How do you eat? How do you, they're just their day-to-day routine. That's what a lot of people be wanting to know about. But he always wants to go straight to, for their childhood trauma, such as if they ever been molested, or if they ever been touched by somebody in their family, or just different weird questions like that. And she looked visibly uncomfortable if you go and watch the interview that he had. And then somehow it led to, after the interview that he had with her, led to them allegedly dating. To me, and this is just my opinion, she doesn't seem too interested in him. To me, she seems opportunistic. A lot of people might get mad about it. I mean, because he, I don't think that she likes him. You understand what I'm saying? It seems to me like she knows that he has a big platform. She knew who he was when she reached out to him. She probably gonna cuss me out because she cussed out. Shout out to Psychology Eats. She cussed her out. She cussed out Miss Kiki. I don't give a damn. She can cuss me out if she want to. It is what the fuck it is. Excuse my language. Oh well. You can cuss me out if you want to. But long story short, he seems to like her or whatever. He smiles like a Cheshire cat whenever he's around her. He stated that he wanted to take her to St. Croix, which they're in St. Croix right now. She just has like a cockiness. Like, she's like basically the bitch he chose. You know what I mean? And she just like throws it in people's face that he like chose her. You know what I mean? Even though she's an amputee and everything. I think she's a very, very cute girl. I think she has a cute face, but her attitude is deplorable. She has a horrifying attitude. Like, she has no decorum at all. Like, if you take her somewhere, you can't take her anywhere opulent. Or because she doesn't carry herself well. She talks to her supporters, which her channel has grown. And I think a lot of the time, the reason why her channel has grown as fast as it did is because of Marcus, her association with Marcus. That's where the opportunist is coming from. I feel like with her, he knows that he has a bad rap as far as Monique, as far as the different homeless women that he has dealt with in the past. In the recent past, but he has dealt with them. He kind of just smutted them out, and kind of just, flicked them aside, like dismissed them. He wasn't serious about them, and I think he's trying to like use her to kind of clean up. So I feel like they're using each other. He don't really seem like, if you watch her, like some of their videos, because they're obviously going live while they're in St. Croix. They went live while they were at the airport. Her attitude was absolutely stink. Like, she just has a stanky attitude. She has a entitled, bratty attitude. I mean, she's a cute girl, but her attitude is just horrifying. Some people are like, "Oh, Miss Panda, you're hating. You just jealous because Marcus took her to St. Croix." Listen, I've been to Jamaica with my man. I've been to Bahamas with my man. I've been to Bermuda with my man. I've been to Guyana with my man. I've been flued out by my dude each time with my man. All expenses. So I don't need to be jealous of nobody. I'm just calling what I see. Okay? It is what it is. You can watch it for yourself and draw your own conclusion. I think she's a pretty girl, but I think she acts like a brat. Okay?
That's kind of like an extra. You good?
Can we take our shot now?
Let's do that.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened while they were over there. She seemed very, very excited. Like when he first announced that he wanted to take her to St. Croix. I don't feel like Marcus is sincere. This is my opinion. I don't feel like he's sincere. I feel like he's on some BS because she seems completely turned off by him to me. You notice how when he came in and he asked her was she okay, she gave him the side eye. You see what I'm saying? She don't seem like you in another country. Like she doesn't seem happy with him. Like he left her by herself a couple of times. Like when I went out the country with my dude, everywhere we went, we moved like a unit. We got on the plane together, got off the plane together, left the whole hotel room together, came back to the hotel room together, went around to see his family. Every move that we made was together. with him right by my side. He ain't never leave me in no hotel room nowhere like that. Like, unless he was running to the store to get us something to eat. But he left her for like a long time, like kept leaving and coming back and just leaving her and leaving her and leaving her. And I think she got irritated by that. You know.
You chilling the fuck out. Really relaxing.
I'm relaxed.
No, you're not.
If I say something, it's just cause like, we don't want the atmosphere to be too like.
Well, no, we don't. But you're doing that when you're not like being like considerate. It's like you're trying to like make sure I'm comfortable, but when I'm telling you what I want to do, it's like you're brushing it off. I wanted to do my nail. Y'all, I wanted to do my nail. Y'all see how stank this look?
Me personally, I'm a different type of woman. And some people drop down in the comment section and tell me how you would feel about a guy that, unless they're lying to us and they know each other longer than what they're telling us, the public. Me personally, there's no way in hell you could get me in a wheelchair or walking on two legs to go anywhere with a man that I just met that I don't know that well. I don't care if he's an interviewer. I don't care if it was Marcus. I don't care who it is. If I don't know you like that, I ain't going nowhere with you. It took me about, I want to say, for our anniversary, we went to Jamaica, me and my husband. It took us years before I felt comfortable enough to go out of the country with him, because there's things that can happen. You're not around your family. You're not in your environment. She is very vulnerable because I wouldn't say she's at a disadvantage. I don't want to use that type of wordplay, but she's in a situation where she has to depend on him for a lot of things because she has some physical limitations due to an accident that she was in. Because she got into a car accident. Allegedly, she fell asleep behind the wheel and she got into a really bad car accident where her legs were amputated, both of them. And then she has a colostomy bag that she has to change. She has a lot of medical needs that needs to be kept. I don't know how long this relationship is going to last. Not to be saying that she's not deserving of love because of her accident and her physical limitations, because everybody is deserving of love. And I believe that there's somebody out there for everybody. However, I stand on my square. I do not feel like Marcus is genuine. I feel like he has ulterior motives for being with her. She does not see that at this particular time because he has not showed her the wolf yet. She hasn't met Marcus the wolf. She's met Marcus the yeah. You know how he be talking. She met that Marcus, the nice Marcus. But now you just saw she's starting to get irritated with him because he promised her one thing. It's like a bait and switch. And now he don't took her out of the country away from her family. And now it's something else. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to follow this story. She going to cuss me out. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if she do cuss me out. I don't give a damn.
This is why I said I need a team. Because I can't do it by myself. Even though I try. He don't understand being the bad bitch is just something I like. And he don't care. If I snatch this wig off right now, he don't care, right?
I care about energy and atmospheres. I just want to have a good time. Like, here for a few days, just want to have a great time. I ain't worried about nothing else at this point. So you.
First of all, let me explain something to y'all. Y'all ain't gonna like what Miss Panda got to say, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna come right out and I am going to say it because this is my platform and I'm gonna say what needs to be said. And you gonna drop down in the comment section and we just have to duke it out down there. This relationship is not gonna last. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, she did not know this man well enough, like I said, and I stand on that, to sit up there and take her behind over to another country by herself without him. My thing is This, to me, what I would have done and what she would have done is two different people, because obviously she's a different person. I'm a different person. She goes about things her way and I go about things my way. But let's say, for an example, it was Miss Panda. I don't F with Marcus like that. I don't want Marcus like that. Say, for example, it was me and my husband, and I was in a situation where I was amputated. I still want to take somebody from my family with me to travel with me. She didn't know him well enough to just be going by herself. And you just heard what he just said. He cares about energy and attitude. So already he's already upset with her, already annoyed with her already. Because of the way her attitude is really, really bratty. Because obviously she's upset about something and she feels like she's not being heard. So her attitude is kind of messed up already. So that will be the deal breaker with them, her attitude. And not to mention, she's immature. She's beautiful, but she's immature.
The beautiful, sunny,
can somebody please understand where I'm coming from?
I understand. I don't know what makes you think I don't understand.
I don't think you do. Like, he don't want me like, he's like, oh, just be like, I want to look nice. When a female go out of town, she want to look nice. She want to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this nigga's just like, I shouldn't worry about that.
No, you shouldn't complain about it too much.
How am I complaining?
We ain't gonna have a discussion on that. Yep.
James, you need to go find a bitch to fuck and stop worried about me. I'm not even gonna stress over it, because at this point, like, my comfort, it doesn't matter. This is something that I'm comfortable doing. That's it. I just want to be on point. But I'm complaining. That's just crazy.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that she expresses herself like an 8-year-old child and she sounds like a whiny brat. And that's annoying. Most men are not going to like that, and they're not going to accept that. It's not about the fact of her being in a wheelchair. It's not about that. Because I know some women that I know personally that I met whose husband stayed with her after she got an epidural. She moved during an epidural and she was paralyzed. And her husband stayed with her and went everywhere with her and loved on her genuinely. So it's not about that. It's your attitude, hon. It's your attitude. But basically, y'all get the drift. She didn't do anything but complain the whole time. Like, no matter what he tried to do, and like I said, some of his behavior is predatory, the way he goes about certain things. But if you go back and watch the video, you know, he tried his best to. He did. Like, Marcus always feel like people be talking bad about him or whatever. Maybe I might have said some things that I seen that I found his questions. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Some of his questions is predatorial, but it doesn't mean that he's like a bad person. He's just creepy and weird to me. But getting back to the airport scene, when they were going through the airport, she had a pissy attitude the whole entire time. He made sure he got her some food. Then he made sure he found her an area. What he was trying to do was go out his way to make her feel comfortable. And the whole entire time, for every solution that he came up with, she came up with another reason to act pissy. She just wants to be pissy. Because I don't feel like she's used to people being nice to her. So she doesn't know how to accept that. In conclusion, I don't wish bad on anybody. But only time will tell the destination of this relationship. I don't want to speak anything, a breakup into existence, but I don't see this relationship lasting long. For one, I feel like he's going to grow tired of her behavior. Is very childlike and immature. But Marcus, when you deal with women that are younger, you're going to have to put up with some of those type of behaviors. You don't want older, mature women. You want younger women. So you're going to deal with some bratty behavior. Because you have some young women that may carry themselves more mature. But unfortunately, this young lady isn't one of them. She can't express herself without being pissy. Pissy acting. And then when you pair her attitude with her drinking the whole entire time, it just gets worse. It was a decline from there. It's just a lack of gratitude for me. The fact that somebody would pay, I'm quite sure he had to pay a grip of money for Airbnb and both of their plane tickets and excursions and different things that he has going on for them. And it's just a lack of gratitude. She just find reasons to just, because I don't really honestly feel like she really likes Marcus like that. I feel like she's just using him to grow her channel. Okay? And if I'm wrong, it is what it is. And I don't give a damn if she cussed me out. I don't care. I don't give a damn. That will be all. Thank you for listening. That will conclude today's broadcast of Miss Panda Talk Time. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel, because doing those things help to push my videos to the YouTube algorithm. Be blessed. Have a good evening. Good night.